Hi, my name's Ryan, Hiring Guru, with today's hiring tip. Today we're going to talk about how, in order to write a good job ad, you need to have a target market that you're targeting. Make sure you stick around till the end. I'll tell you how to download our free resource about how to write a killer job ad. It's guaranteed to increase your applicant flow by 50+%. So if you've been around me very much, you know that I believe that hiring is really just marketing. And when it comes to hiring being marketing, when we drill down a level, it means that your job ad is one of the most important parts of the entire process. I believe job ads are more important than pretty much anything else you're doing in the hiring process. But if you're going to write a good job ad, it actually requires that you back up a step. You can't just get out a piece of paper and start writing, which is what you probably did with your job description. Job descriptions are about information that came from a manager, from HR, from a legal consultant, or something along those lines. But a job ad is something that needs to speak to the audience. And if you're going to speak to an audience, then it's vital that you understand who they are. Now, in marketing, we do something called segmentation. What this means is that not all people are the same. Not all job seekers looking for a bank teller job are the same. But when we write a single job ad and we try to send it to all of them, it kind of implies that they're all the same. You see, a job ad's goal is to engage them and make them want to apply. But if job seekers have different reasons to do the job, if they have different reasons for why they work, if they have different things they're looking for in a company, then a single job ad, in order to make it work for all of them, will be so vanilla and so watered down that it won't be exciting for any of them. So what you need to do before you write the ad is you need to actually segment your target audience. And so I actually have 4 main segmentation points that you need to think about. Number 1 is the biggest one, which is unemployed versus employed people. If I was just out in Hawaii, I was talking to a group and they said, oh man, Hawaii's unemployment rate is like the lowest in the nation. It's like 2%. And I said, so what? That would be the unemployed part of the segment, but the employed part of the segment is still there. If 2% is the unemployment rate, then 98% are the people who are employed. So that's who we're going to target, is employed people. Why does that matter? Well, because targeting employed people with a job ad is very different than targeting unemployed people. Therefore, we just need to keep that in mind when we're looking at our segmentation of our target market. Now we jump down a step and we say, okay, based on the current unemployed rate, we're only going to be targeting employed people. So what type of employed people are we targeting? You see, just saying all employed people and writing an ad that speaks to them is too vague. It's going to end up being very watered down. So we need to look at the next segmentation. And so I've taken and broken all the employed people into 3 core segments. Segment number 1 is they're looking for a job similar to what they do today, meaning in the same industry, the same job title. Basically, they're looking for a better employer. Now that stands to reason. If I want to write a job ad that targets an employed person currently doing the job who's looking for a better employer, I just told you exactly what the job ad needs to say. You should use keywords that that person would search for. It's probably the current job title. You should use words that talk about why you're a better employer than where they're at now. You should talk about the things that make you different than your competitors, and that thing will call them to act and actually get them engaged. Now, maybe there just aren't that many people who are currently doing the job that you think you can pull away from their current employer. That brings us to segment number 2, which is, again, they're currently employed, but they're actually looking to change their role. They're looking to change their role from one industry to another industry. Maybe it's a similar role, like I'm a customer service rep, but I want to become a bank teller. Maybe it's I'm a retail associate at Gap, but I want to become a bank teller, right? Those are similar roles. They do the same job, but they're in a different industry. That type of job seeker is very different than the first group, right? This type of job seeker probably won't be searching for a teller job. They'll be searching for a retail associate job or a customer service job. And so when we target them, our job ad needs to speak to them and explain why being a bank teller is better than being a retail associate at the Gap. They would say things like, you won't have to work on weekends and holidays. You'll be able to go shopping on Black Friday and instead of being stuck at the mall taking care of people. That is the goal when you're moving people from one job to another job that's the same level but in 2 different industries. We talk about why this job is better than the other job in the other industry. The why your employer better or why you're better as an employer may not be as important. Now the third segment, once again, they are employed people, but they're looking to advance their career. They're looking to move up the career ladder. It might be in the same industry, it might be in a different industry, but they're currently in a job that leads to the job that you're hiring for. In this instance, it could be something like the cashier at a gas station that leads to becoming a housekeeper. It actually is. If you look at resumes, you go out and you look at the current people that you have working for you, look at the job that they had before they became a bank teller, before they became a cashier in the grocery store, before they became, an accountant or something like that. And you'll see what I call feeder jobs. They're jobs that come a rung below on the career ladder. Now, if I know that that's my target audience, I'm going to write a different ad that targets them. This ad is going to talk about why this job is a great opportunity for them to move up into. I'm going to have to use keywords from that job that was down a rung on the ladder, and I'm going to have to write a job that talks about why this is a great growth opportunity for them to move up, for them to make more money. It could be any job that feeds into your job, that this job ad would target that type of target audience. Now, here's the biggest problem for HR is what I just described says that we probably are writing 3 different job ads because we have 3 different target markets. And that's exactly the secret to maximizing your applicant flow. You're going to have to understand your target market and write an ad that speaks to them, because if you try to write an ad that speaks to all 3 of those at the same time, it's going to end up speaking to none of them. So that's your tip for the day. Now, I told you if you stuck around, I'll tell you about a free resource about how to write a killer job ad. If you look in the email or on the website that you're watching this video, there should be a download link. Go and download it. It will walk you step by step through how to write a job ad that's guaranteed to maximize your applicant flow. We're not talking about a 5 or 10% increase. We're talking about a 50 or 200% increase in applicant flow just by changing your job ad without spending a single penny. So download the resource, try it out, let us know how it worked for you. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and until next time, good luck hiring.